Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
So if you're working like a dog, it means you're working a lot. Do you like to work like a dog? Personally, I work like a dog all my life.
I cannot say I work like a dog all my life. When I say all my life, I'm talking about something that started in the past and continues to right now, so I have to use present perfect. I cannot use simple present. So I have to say, I've worked, or I've been working. I have, together, I've. Again, I've worked like a dog all my life. This is correct. Or, I've been working. I've been working like a dog all my life. We have to use present perfect because we say all my life. That's something that started in the past and continues to right now. So I cannot say, I work like a dog all my life. You can say, I work like a dog every day. That's a routine, and that's when we use the present form, work. Example, he's been working like a dog all day. If I say all day, I have to use present perfect. Again, he's been working like a dog all day. He has, together, contraction, he's. He's been working like a dog all day. The idea, he's been working hard all day. Let's practice. Has he been working like a dog all day? That's right, he's been working like a dog all day. Let's practice. Has he worked like a dog all his life? That's right, he's worked like a dog all his life. This is also not correct.
To wear one's heart on one's sleeve. To show one's emotions openly. To be open about one's feelings. She always wears her heart on her sleeve, but he doesn't really care.
I cannot say she always wear her heart on her sleeve. Wear is a present verb. I have to change it and say she wears. She always wears her heart on her sleeve. And it means she's always showing her emotions. She always wears her heart on her sleeve. Let's practice. Does she always wear her heart on her sleeve? That's right, she always wears her heart on her sleeve. Not wear, we have to say wears, because we have she. It's one person. This is also not correct.
To be bogged down. To become stuck, unable to progress. What's bogging you down? Why you cannot progress?
I cannot say what's bogging you down. Why you cannot progress. Why you cannot? This is a negative question. We have to switch. We have to say, why can't you? We have to make the contraction, cannot, together, can't, and switch with a subject. Can't you? This is how we make a negative question. I cannot say why you cannot. We have to say, why can't you? Why can't you progress? But it's more common to say make progress. So it's better to say, why can't you make progress? So altogether, what's bogging you down? Why can't you make progress? This is correct. Example, what's bogging him down? Why can't he make progress? And the answer is, he's bogged down with paperwork. He's bogged down with a lot of paperwork. That's why he can't make progress. So if you're curious about the phrasal verb bogged down, watch until the end for a complete explanation of this phrasal verb. Back to the example. The question, why can't he make progress? And the answer is, because he's bogged down with too much paperwork. Let's practice. Why can't he make progress? That's right, because he's bogged down with too much paperwork. Let's practice the question. Ask me the question. Ask me why he can't make progress. That's right, the question is, why can't he make progress? And the answer, because he's bogged down with too much paperwork. Again, keep watching until the end to practice with the phrasal verb bogged down. This is also not correct.
I just spit water. It didn't taste very good.
I cannot say I spit the water. Spit the water? We need the phrasal verb spit out. So it's correct to say spit out the water or spit the water out, but we cannot just say spit the water. Why not? We can say spit the water if I say spit the water in the sink or spit the water on the floor. When you give a location, you can say spit the water. But if you don't give a location, we have to use the phrasal verb spit out the water or spit the water out. Spit out is the phrasal verb, and it's separable. So we can separate it if you have an object like the water, but you don't have to separate it. That's why both examples are correct. Spit out the water or spit the water out. Example, she spit the water in the sink. I can say she spit the water because I give the location in the sink. She spit the water in the sink. And remember the verb spit, in the present spit, in the past spit. It doesn't change. So in the past, she spit the water in the sink. And if I don't give the location, the sink, I say she spit out the water. I have to use the phrasal verb in this case, spit out. Let's practice. Did she spit the water in the sink? That's right, she spit the water in the sink. Let's practice with the phrasal verb spit out. We hear the pronunciation. The T changes to a fast D because it's between vowels. She spit out, spit out. She spit out the water. Let's practice. Did she spit out the water? That's right, she spit out the water. She didn't swallow it. She spit it out. Now if I use the pronoun it, I have to put it in the middle. She spit it out. We hear the pronunciation. The T in spit and the T in it both change to a fast D. Spit it out, spit it out. Let's practice. Did she swallow the water or did she spit it out? That's right, she didn't swallow the water, she spit it out. This is also not correct.
If my friend didn't pick up the phone, I would have left a voicemail or a voice message.
I cannot say, if my friend didn't pick up the phone, I would have left a voicemail. Why not? Because when you say I would have left a voicemail, that's an example of the third conditional. Would have together would have. I would have left a voicemail. So for the first part, when I say if, I can't say if my friend didn't pick up the phone. I have to say if my friend hadn't picked up the phone. I use had not together, contraction, hadn't. Pick, picked, that's the participle. If my friend hadn't picked up the phone, I would have left a voicemail. This is correct. We have to say it like this. We can't use simple past after if. If I say if my friend didn't pick up the phone, that's an example of the second conditional. We cannot use that in this case. We have to say if my friend hadn't picked up the phone. Let's practice. If your friend hadn't picked up the phone, what would you have done? Would you have left a voicemail? That's right. If my friend hadn't picked up the phone, I would have left a voicemail. But she picked up the phone, so I didn't. That's the idea. This is also not correct. I cannot say traveling to USA. When I say USA, I have to use the article the. Traveling to the USA. And it doesn't matter what form you use. If you say US, we say the US. If you say United States, we say the United States. If you say the United States of America, we have to use the United States of America. So any form you use, US, USA, United States of America, we have to use the article the. So I cannot say traveling to USA, I have to say traveling to the USA. We need the article the, always, with USA. Or any form of it. Example, he's traveling to the USA. Or he's traveling to the US. Both situations, I use the. Let's practice. Is he traveling to the US? That's right, he's traveling to the US. This is also not correct.
I will crumble the piece of paper and I will throw the piece of paper.
It says to crumble means to break into pieces. That's correct, but she's not breaking anything into pieces. She's not crumbling the paper, the piece of paper. She's not crumbling it. She's not breaking it into pieces. She's crumpling it. It's a different verb, crumple. You crumple a piece of paper. You don't crumble a piece of paper. Crumble is something completely different. So we have these two verbs, crumble and crumple. And we see they're very confusing. And crumple is used more often as a phrasal verb, crumple up. It's very confusing, so keep watching for a complete explanation and to practice more. Today we're looking at these two words, crumble and crumple. They're very similar. There's only one letter difference and one sound difference. We see with crumble, we have the letter B. So we pronounce the B with our lips closed. Crumble, bull, crumble. And with crumple, we have the letter P. So we make the P sound. P, p, crump. They are different. Let's look at each one. First, we see crumble. Crumble means to break into small pieces. For example, an old stone wall. The stone wall is crumbling. It's breaking apart in pieces. Crumble is a verb. Or a cookie. We have an expression. We say, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That means when something happens in life that's not good, it's not good for you, people say, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. The idea comes from this. If I have one cookie and I break the cookie in half for me and half for you, if you get the small half, that's just bad luck. That's just the way life is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So we see this example. Crumble, the action in a continuous form, crumbling. The wall is crumbling. Let's practice. Is the wall crumbling? That's right. The wall is crumbling. Now let's look at the word crumple. Crumple is also a verb, but it means something different. It means to squish or squeeze something until it crumples. Example, this is a piece of paper, and the action is crumple. You crumple the piece of paper. It's similar to squeeze, but it's different. I need to demonstrate. That is crumple. I crumpled the piece of paper. Now the paper is crumpled. Or I can say crumpled up, using up to make a phrasal verb. I crumpled up the piece of paper, and now it's crumpled up. Now it's crumpled up. So I can say the paper is crumpled or the paper is crumpled up. Both are correct. Let's practice. Is the paper crumpled up? Very good. The paper is crumpled up. And who crumpled up the paper? That's right. I crumpled up the paper. And crumple has a synonym. We also use wad. Crumple and wad can be used the same way. You wad up the paper. Again with up to make a phrasal verb. You wad up the paper. I change wad to the past, wadded. The paper is wadded up. So I can say the paper is crumpled up or the paper is wadded up. I think crumpled up is more common, but people say both. Today we're going to learn the phrasal verb bog down. First, where does it come from? This is a bog. It's a wet area of land. There's usually mud there. So if you walk there, you'll get stuck. You'll get stuck in the bog. You'll get stuck in the mud. That's when we say bog down. That's the idea. And we can change it with ed and say bogged, bogged down. We don't say bogged down, we link the sounds, bogged down. Example, the car is stuck in the mud. So I can say the car is bogged down in the mud. We can use the verb to be, the car is bogged down in the mud, or we can use the action get bogged down in the mud. I don't want to get bogged down in the mud, and the car is bogged down in the mud. Let's practice. Is the car bogged down in the mud? That's right, the car is bogged down in the mud. Do you want to get bogged down in the mud? That's right, I don't want to get bogged down in the mud. So that's the literal meaning of bogged down. Now let's talk about the figurative meaning of bogged down. You're trying to finish something and you get stuck. You get stuck with some difficult details or something complicated, and you can't finish. It prevents you from finishing. That's when you get bogged down. Let's hear some examples.
Son, I think we get too bogged down in our daily troubles. We forget about the simple thing.
See the potential. They don't need to get bogged down with a lot of hand-wringing.
They were never bogged down with that nonsense of subplot that we sweated over in the past.
We get bogged down anywhere, we fail.
This moment, I just don't want to get bogged down.
But the critical thing is we don't get bogged down trying to come up with the answers.
Don't get bogged down in the details right now.
I don't get bogged down in the minutia.
If you just listened to me, we'd be all bogged down in traffic right now, and you would have made yourself an extra $5.
I have the Senate bogged down in procedures.
Example. He tried to finish his work, but he got bogged down answering all his emails. He got stuck. It prevented him from finishing. That's when we use this. Again, he tried to finish his work, but he got bogged down answering all his emails. Let's practice. Did he finish his work? That's right, he didn't finish his work. Why not? Did he get bogged down answering all his emails? That's right, he got bogged down answering all his emails. He wasn't able to finish. So remember, bogged down. You can talk about something literal, like someone's stuck in the mud, they're bogged down, or something figurative. If someone is stuck trying to finish and they can't finish, they're bogged down. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button.